Is it the bright light? Wait.
All right, we're back. Here we are. The Jay and Sierra Poker Show. About to get on the road and take a little trip. So we thought we'd squeeze one of these in here. I've had this one lined up for a little bit here.
For weeks?
Yeah, just in the reserves, ready to go. This is a guy called Wolfgang Poker. Mm-hmm. Young guy. I remember watching him when he was just doing like 2-5 games, small stakes games. Worked his way all the way up to the big leagues here, playing for tens of thousands of dollars.
We'll get there. We will get there.
At this table, he's with Phil Hellmuth. So yeah, from humble beginnings all the way up to the big league. So what I found interesting about this hand is not necessarily the hand itself. Not a lot of decisions to be made on our part here. But what happens at the end of the hand with the table talk and with the body language dynamics, and Phil Hellmuth even has some commentary at the end, mm-hmm. One of the greatest in the world, about how Wolfgang plays this hand. And I thought that was interesting. So,
negative or positive?
Well, we'll have to wait and see. But we'll talk about it along the way. But that's the angle I'm shooting for here. No pun intended on this video. It's talking about body language, speech talk, and stuff like that in the hand.
Question.
Yeah.
Do you think she's going to one day insert herself and give an opinion?
Yeah, right in our ear at 2 a.m. when we're trying to sleep. That's when she'll decide to give her opinion.
She'll paw at us, be like, that's the
wrong move. We're like, we should go all in. She's like, no, don't do it. All right, but that's where we are. Let's get into it.
Okay.
I know. All right. I'm a very hairy person. All right, Wolfgang Poker. What are the stakes here? $25.50 with a $50 big blind ante. What does that mean?
You had to put $50. It's like 3 blinds.
Yeah. So the big blind, you're basically playing $100. You got to put 50 of dead money in and 50 big. So yeah, you're right. $50. Blah. You got it. Okay. All right, here we go.
Makes sense.
All right, so let's start playing this out here. Oh man, far away there, Puffs McGuffs. All right, so I took the sound out, but I have some good sound in there. Mm-hmm. For the parts that matter. So you can see that we are on the button here.
You're
this guy with the blue hat on there.
There's 2 blue hats.
Oh yeah, 2 blue hats with a vest. Okay, that's us. That's Wolfgang. All right, so
what a name.
Yeah, I want to know how you came up with that.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be beard, like big beard.
He doesn't have a beard.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Doesn't.
You pictured a guy with a big beard and stuff. So our shaven Wolfgang here wakes up on the button with Ace Jack of clubs. Early position raise by the guy with the cowboy hat. Mm-hmm. His name is 3 coin.
Okay.
To 225, 250, I think. Mm-hmm. So what are your thoughts here? Early position raise, Ace Jack suited on the button. What do you think?
Oh, I am on the button.
Yep, it's on us. We got one caller of 225 there. So
yeah. I don't like Ace Jack, but I like Ace Jack suited, and I'm going to raise this because I'm in late position.
Yeah, I think easy spot to 3-bet here, especially with one just limper, / caller in the middle of us. Yeah, it is an early position raise, but my hand's good enough to take a 4-bet if he wants to 4-bet me. So very happy putting in a 3-bet here. Okay. I forget if Wolfgang agrees with us or not. Let's see what he does here. Yeah, it looks like he's counting out some raising chips there. He makes it 800, it seems like. All right, goes back around to 3 coin. He's just going to call.
Okay.
Other guy calls. So we're 3 ways to the flop.
Love the jacket. Nice.
All right, so we hit Ace Jack 7.
Okay.
On the flop.
Great flop.
Obviously, can't ask for much better than that. So with us 3-betting and them just calling, what's the range that you're putting these guys on?
I don't know. You asked me these questions too early.
Oh, too early. So you're not. I mean, you already have some good info, right? He raised just called our 3-bet. Other guy just called, right? So you've got some good info here. So we'll see what
sequin jacket got. I mean, pot odds, right? So you have to call.
Yeah.
Okay.
You kind of got your, so check to us.
Okay.
What are we doing?
Ooh, so they check it.
Well, we were the pre-flop aggressor, so I would say even if they hit a set of aces, they're probably going to check over to us. So no surprise there. Back to us. We hit top 2 pair.
Okay. I'm going to bet.
You got to bet. Okay. What do you think?
What's the pot right now? It is $2,800. Half pot bet?
I think that's fair.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's fair. So
what would you do?
I would do probably a little smaller, hoping that just like ace 10 calls me, ace deuce calls me, something like that. The only hands I'm really scared of right now would be like king, queen of diamonds, something jack of diamonds. Really not scared of anything else. Maybe, I guess maybe a set of jacks could be in there with the raise just call. Could have a set of jacks, but I've got a jack in my hand, so that's kind of less likely. So I would go smaller size just to keep those hands I'm crushed, like ace deuce or something like that. Make them call one more time. And then the only other hands that are calling are a flush draw, and those are about 30% chance. So kind of smaller, but we'll see what Wolfgang does here, because we just have so much of the board. 1,400. He kind of agrees with you. Oh, nice. we got men clicked. We got men clicked.
I love doing that.
You do love the men click. I mean, weird spot now, right? Weird spot. We got top 2. We've got a lot of the board, and it is just a men click, not a huge raise.
That's what I like to do. And you say that's confusing. Like, what is that?
Yeah, it confused me. Like, what does the guy got here?
Yeah.
So yeah, what do you think now?
He has an ace.
Okay.
There's an ace in there.
Okay.
So ace king or diamond draw, but there's an ace.
Okay. So you're putting him on the other ace.
I'm putting him on another ace.
Well, that's good for us, because then we'd have him crushed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm probably thinking ace king or king jack of diamonds, king queen of diamonds, something like that, right? He's willing to play for a little bit more in the pot. So I think I just call. What are your thoughts?
I call.
Do you put in more here? No, I just call and see what happens on the turn.
Yes, you've told me that before too, because I'm like, I just want to shove it right
there. You want to shove it in. Hey, and you're probably ahead. I mean, you actually are pretty much ahead. But now we've been able to narrow his range pretty well.
And the other guy, sequin jacket,
he
folded because the flop did not agree with his cards. Didn't connect.
Let's see what Wolfgang decides to do here.
Is he gonna re-raise?
Nope.
Just makes the call.
Just call. So he bet. All right, what is that? The 9 of hearts.
Okay.
All right. Let's see what he does. Now he's checking over to us. Weird spot. Checked over to us. There's going to be some commentary in here that we're going to listen to in 1 second. But what are your first thoughts? Checking it over to us. What does that tell you about his hand?
What does that
tell me? Are you
tell
scared?
I'm not scared, but I think he's going to try to trap me or something. So I'm just going to check this back.
Oh, you think he's going for the trap?
Yeah.
The old check raise. I mean, he did check raise you on the flop.
Yeah.
So what hand is he trapping with that you are not winning against?
Pocket sevens or
pocket sevens. Jacks. I mean, could be in there. Sevens, because he did raise pre-flop, could be in there. But let's listen to this commentary that I've got in right here.
Okay.
Wolfgang, I'll say this. I'm going to mirror whatever you do next. I will mirror it.
No way.
Yeah, I will. Whatever you do, I will mirror it.
Oh, no.
Okay.
All right. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
So Wolfgang's thinking about what to do. And he say, hey, whatever you do,
I'm going to do it.
If you go in, I'm calling.
Okay.
You check, I'm checking. Like, whatever you do, I'm going to do it.
What does that mean?
If you bet 500, I'm calling 500.
Yeah.
Right? Does that throw you through a loop, or what are you thinking now?
Does he do a lot of table talk? I don't know.
He's an animated player. He's a likable guy, real likable guy. Yeah, the hands.
There's only one of two things. I either have it or I don't have it. So I'm either trying to scare you into checking it or.
So what do you do here? Did that work against you, or is he inducing you to do something? What do you think?
I'm gonna check it back. Did he check it back?
No, he has not done anything.
Okay, I'm still gonna check it.
Okay, so I'm still the table talk. So you were gonna check. The table talk did not change your mind. It did not change my mind
at all.
So when he checked it over to me, what I would have thought is like, okay, he definitely has like a diamond draw now.
Okay.
And he's trying to get to a cheap river. And that's the reason he raised. Min clicked me on the flop because he wants to pot control and try to see a free river.
Okay.
So I would bet here.
You mean Min clicked on the
flop? Remember we bet.
Okay.
1,500. He made it 3,000.
Yeah. Okay.
And we just called.
Yep.
So he's trying to pot control. He wants to see a free card on the river. So that tells me he has some kind of draw, and I'm assuming something Jack of Diamonds or King Queen of Diamonds or something. So I would bet decent size here, 3/4 pot, whatever it is, 5,000, whatever it is there. I would probably bet 3/4 of that. If he's going to hit his diamond, he's going to hit his diamond.
So we have different opinions. Okay.
Yeah. So you would check. I would bet. But remember, he just said, I'll mirror whatever you do. So that tells me, well, now that I'm thinking about it more, why not just shove all in? If he said, if he's a man of his word, I mean, it's not binding. He doesn't have to. It's poker. But why not just shove all in for my whole stack? He has to call if he's on. Is that
because I'm like, oh, is he trying to?
Or trap? He could trap with us. Then I'm in a bad spot. But so, whew, maybe I do rip it. Maybe I do.
Dynamics here. Okay.
Because he said, I've got such a good hand. Such a good hand.
Okay.
And he may still have ace king, just trying to get to a cheap river too.
I do tell people I have it sometimes to see if it works, and sometimes it does.
Well, let's see if it worked this time against our boy. All right,
okay.
Wolfgang, smarter than both of us, does decide to go all in, and true to his word, 3 coin does end up snap calling with. Did you see what he has there?
Kings.
Pocket kings. Crazy, right? Did you ever think he would have pocket kings?
No, I mean,
here?
Last episode I talked about it's hard, some people just can't let it go. They don't let their cards go, and they get blinded by a good like kings or aces, especially when there's a flush on the board or straight on the board, and they can't let it go.
I think he got in his head that this kid is on the button. Wolfgang is on the button. I'm not going to let him bluff me around.
Yeah.
I got kings. I'm going with it.
Okay.
Right? But there was 3 people pre-flop. Ace hits the board. You got to think somebody's got an ace here. And then just, I would understand with kings maybe bluffing it off and getting like ace, king, ace, queen to fold. But just calling it off with kings, it's a tough one. But that's 3 coin. He's a volatile player. But what's interesting about this, so obviously we do win this hand, but Phil Hellmuth was paying close attention to the hand, and he picked up some cool stuff about body language, about what's going on in the hand. So let's hear what old Phil has to say, because this is something we're probably guilty of too.
So I was chatting?
I mean, it's when I play with people that don't play every day for 20 years, sometimes they get really excited, and you were really excited and engaged. You made a speech on the flop where you said, I just get to check raised all the time, and I'm like, oh my God, he must have 3 aces.
He's listening even when he's not even in the hand. He's picking up info on me.
And I'm like, oh my God, why would he ever say that? He must have the nuts.
That's why he's the best.
All right. Yeah, so Phil watched the hand as it was playing out and picked up on the fact that Wolfgang was excited about what's going on in the hand. Meaning, it could be as simple as, Wolfgang normally doesn't talk and now he says something. Or He body posture gets up a little bit in the hand, like starts looking around a little bit more, like how much money is on the table here, right? Phil Hellmuth picked up on that stuff. I'm probably guilty as sin about it. Luckily, we play with bad enough players that aren't paying that much attention.
I really pay attention to my body language when I have a good hand. I don't want to seem too relaxed. I want to just play even keel. I don't talk. I've noticed that a lot because in the beginning, I couldn't get it in faster. Right?
Yeah.
I couldn't get it in. I couldn't get my money in faster. I have kings. It's just flashing lights. And then it turns into when you start playing higher stakes, people notice that and they'll start bluffing you because they're like, this person only plays these hands. And then, when there's a flush on the board, I'm like, oh man, he must have the flush, right? Yep. So I've noticed my body language. That's a big thing. And also how quickly you bet. I really do pay attention to that. I'm like, all right, I'm going to make, sometimes, if I bluff, I want to make it fast to make it look like I really am confident. So the timing of my betting is big. My breathing, because when I'm really excited, when I have like a full house or something, I'm like, okay, I can't make it obvious, right? I want their money. So that's good that he noticed.
You were light years above where I was, because I still don't take it into account as much as I should about my body language, and I probably do catch myself from time to time acting one way or another, either more comfortable or less comfortable than I should at the table, talking and stuff like that. So I do try to do the same thing every time, whether I'm bluffing or whether I have it. But Phil called us out this time pretty easily. Like I could tell I was like, oh my God, this guy's got 3 aces with how you were acting there. So that was a cool hand for both reasons. 3 coin, throwing us through a loop with, hey, I'm going to call you no matter what you do here. And then Phil picking up on how excited we were and stuff like that. So I thought that was a pretty cool hand.
I still would have checked it and then bet he would have gone all in on the river, right? And then I would have called.
No, I don't think he would have 3 coin. No, he was once he saw the river. If we would have went all in on the river, I don't think he would have called. But yeah, I think Wolfgang did exactly what he should do there. Even if he was up against a diamond draw, he's a 80% favorite there to win. So pretty cool hand. So a little different with the body language and speech talk there. So that's very common for us at our tables, but obviously a different level when you're playing with Phil Hellmuth here.
Yeah,
so
beginner level, you could definitely tell.
Well, that's it for us for this week. I will be playing up north. So hopefully next time
are you going to record stuff?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Maybe we could do some of my hands. If I can't record there, then maybe I'll just take notes and we'll do a couple of J hands.
Come back with a lot of money.
Tell me how bad I am.
All right. A lot of money.
Till next time.
Bye.
Bye.